What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk about how college students are eligible to get a stimulus check. So on December 27th, 2020, obviously we know that the coronavirus. So on December 27th of 2020, the latest coronavirus stimulus package was passed. And in that package, just like the first one from the CARES Act, adult dependents were not eligible to receive stimulus checks. We knew this. We know that this has put a lot of college students and elderly individuals in a bind because they also could use the funds. Just because you're being claimed by someone doesn't mean that you don't need a stimulus check, because you probably also have expenses as well. Okay, so the reason that I'm saying that you guys can get these checks is because I looked into it a little bit, and as you know, the stimulus bill that was passed on December 27th does include funds for schools. In this bill, it says that schools do have to grant money to students, a portion of it. So some of you may have received some stimulus money back in May, which I did. I received $1,200 stimulus check, and I received $1,200 from the school. So I actually got $2,400 because of the CARES Act had in there that there was funding for schools. So I'm going to read you guys off the Department of Education website some of the things that they said on here from the press release. So on December 27th, the Coronavirus Response and Relief Supplemental Appropriations Act, or CRRSAA, allocated $82 billion for education. Of this amount, $21.2 billion will go to higher education. And of that $21.2 billion, $20.5 billion is going to public and nonprofit schools, while $681 million is going to proprietary schools or private institutions. When the CARES Act was enacted into law, schools were able to apply for federal funds to help with operations and providing aid to students. So in May, my school graciously decided for people. Now the schools, they have to provide aid to students, but there's not really any provision in there that says how they have to. So my school used the FAFSA as the determinant of who will get this aid money, and then they set aside some for other students to apply for additional aid or aid in general. So good old me, poor old me, they sent me the $1,200 automatically, and then you can apply for additional $500 in aid, I believe. So that's kind of what they did back in the CARES Act. Right now, it's pretty much the same thing. The only thing that's different is I don't know if it'll be $600 or $1,200, because they will be getting the same amount of money as they did from the CARES Act. So the CRRSAA that was approved in December 2020 is very similar in terms of funding for educational institutions. Schools who receive federal funds are considered grants and are urged to use them to support students directly. Schools who applied before they don't have to apply again. They're automatically getting the money. Looking back at the Department of Education website, they stated that they continue to support the important work of addressing students' unmet needs by providing a minimum amount of funding that each institution must devote towards financial aid grants to students. In addition, funds received for students enrolled exclusively in distance education and funding awarded to proprietary institutions may be used only for financial aid grants to students. The small number of institutions that owed an excise tax on their endowment for tax year 2019 will only be entitled to receive half awards and will be required to spend the vast majority on financial aid grants for students, which is great. An example that I'm going to use is my school, so I'm going to put a link to the website to the specific list, so that way you guys can go on there, Control F or Command F if you're on MacBook, and you can search your own school to see how much funding they have. My school hasn't announced anything for the second stimulus bill, but I expect to hear something from them within the next coming weeks. If I don't, then I would reach out to them from their bursar's office, which I highly encourage that many of you do if you don't hear anything in the next couple of weeks. So if you search this long list, you'll see that my school received $21 million in funding, and $6.5 million had to be used for student aid. This $6.5 million is what was used to distribute the $1,200 checks back in May. You see highlighted in green is the amount of funding my school will get from the second stimulus package, which is the same amount from before. So most schools on this list will receive the same amount unless they didn't apply for the free money the first time. Remember, I'm linking all this information in the description for you guys to go through this and look up your own school. Since it's up to the schools on how they can distribute the aid that's meant for students only, they could essentially create a program where you have to apply for it and they will not give it to you automatically. It just kind of depends on the school. So remember, keep an eye on an email from your bursar's office. And that's, it's really important because don't leave money sitting on the table. A good time to really look and see about hearing any news is probably mid-February, so around Valentine's Day, around there. Because last time it took them about 3 to 4 weeks. This stimulus package was a little bit different than last time, so it might take a little bit longer. Just be patient, but please make sure you keep up with them because you want to make sure, as a college student especially, that you get every dollar that you're entitled to. Now, like I said before, since the schools are getting the same amount of funding as last time, I don't know if they're giving out $1,200 checks to the same individuals or if they're doing $600 checks to students, but they are making the pool bigger. So yes, they'll go off the FAFSA, but also students who, maybe didn't qualify for as much aid or doesn't, they don't have a high Pell Grant, they might also open up, stimulus to those students as well. If there's any questions on this, you guys make sure you comment down below. I am leaving a link to everything that I mentioned here. It's all publicly available. I don't know why more people aren't talking about it, but just make sure you comment down below. I hope this gives some hope to students out there who feel left out because I know that you guys are struggling. This distance learning is not fun. You guys are also susceptible to getting COVID just as anyone else is. So I don't know why they left you out, but that's our government for you. So anyway, just remember to wash your hands, wear a mask, and social distance. If there are any updates, I will make sure to post a video about it. So you guys have a great day. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Do all the things that the lovely YouTube algorithm expects you to do. So you guys have a great one, and I will see you next time.